Good morning everybody and welcome to another game from the Asus ROG Dreamleague Season 4. This time around we're gonna be taking a look at the match between Ninjas in Pyjamas and New Logic Gaming. Which we actually did watch a game of those guys already. Wasn't really paying attention to that, but this game looks quite interesting. But this is gonna take a little while, so everybody grab yourself some snacks and buckle up, because we're in for one hell of a ride. Anyway, we're still in the drafting, so let's just go ahead and speed this up a little. You guys know I kind of like going through this at a faster pace. It's not that I dislike drafting, it's just if you're on your own, there isn't that much to talk about, right? And drafting is a highly interesting process though. It's really cool. I enjoy doing it myself. There's quite a bit of a mental battle going on there, but it's really hard to read into the mindset of the drafters in competitive games. Because unless you're really familiar with how they like to play, it's just, well, I guess it's just gonna be hard to get into their head, right? I mean, I can't drill in there and look at it. I'm not sure if I would if I could. But anyway, so we got Tusk and Dazzle already coming out for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Two fantastic heroes, pretty defensive though. So that's gonna be interesting to see. However, on the other side we have Doom and Queen of Pain, both of which I would not necessarily describe as defensive heroes. So kind of a little bit of a counterplay coming around already. And we got Wind Ranger and Undying next. In terms of bans, I don't think there's anything that really stands out there. And maybe Slaughter, but no, Slaughter is just really good, right? And it makes sense, because Ninjas in Pyjamas, they already have the Dazzler. You don't want them to also have the Slaughter, right? You have both, and you have a problem, because that's a lot of damage without even any need for additional damage items, right? You don't actually need a hero that deals damage, because all of the minus armor is gonna tear your team apart anyway. So, we got Nature's Prophet coming out next. That's actually really cool. You don't see him that often. And Disruptor Undying on New Logic. Alchemist picked up last by Ninjas in Pyjamas, which is also why they banned the Ancient Apparition. Ancient Apparition does really well against Alchemist. And there we go, Clockwork last for New Logic Gaming, NLG. What does that even mean, New Logic Gaming? Well, I guess Ninjas in Pyjamas doesn't really mean anything either, does it? So let's keep it clean, folks, and into the battle we go. Yes, fantastic. Last pick, of course, we already saw the Clockwork. So, if we take a look at NLG, we're gonna have, I think, a pretty aggressive lineup, right? There's nothing I would describe as like a true right-click hard carry, not in a typical sense at least, right? You don't have that anti-mage or the Spectre or anything along those lines. You have Doom and Queen of Pain, both of which can definitely carry quite a bit, right? And I would even argue Clockwork does pretty well in the late game. Actually, I guess Disruptor too, but, you know, that's a support. That's a different class of does well in the late game, right? Oh, nice. Already trading wards right here. But, you know, you always gotta keep in mind that on the other side, you have Alchemist, you have Wind Ranger, and you also have Furion. Those are three fantastic late game heroes, right? And that's something you have to think about, and that's something that you have to play. You know, you have to play with that in mind, I guess, right? You have to play around it. So we'll see how this works out. Now, Limp trying to get the bottom rune right here. He should be able to do so, even though Undying is also around. Yeah, they grabbed that. On the other side, we have Queen of Pain taking the top rune, so just trading those. Nothing too surprising about that. As per lanes, we are likely going to see the Wind Ranger going up against the Queen of Pain in the mid lane. Clockwork off, going up against Alchemist currently. And then on the other side, we have the Nature's Prophet going up against the Doom at the bottom. Supports these days like to roam around a lot, so I don't know, saying that they're going to specifically be in one lane is always a little tough. Though I expect the Dazzle to spend most of his time up top, and I do expect the Disruptor to spend most of his time at the bottom. So yeah, that's kind of how this is going to be, and we'll just see how that works out. By the way, can I just say one thing? I'm really happy that Era found a really good team. Right, Era used to be one of the Fnatic boys back when they still played Heroes of New Earth, and actually was he in that team? I think he was. But at the very least when they switched to Dota 2, right, and I was a fan of that team for a very long time, basically up until they disbanded, and I'm really happy that he found himself a good good team to play in, because he is a very talented player. So anyway, oh, look at the Dazzle. He's sitting right here. He doesn't dare to move, because he knows if he does, the power cog is gonna push him. So it's just like, oh, no, 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 I'll just stay here. And kind of odd that he didn't get pushed in the first place, but I think he'll take that. So yeah, we got Alchemist, of course, sitting in the top lane. Now, usually you would see Alchemist spam Acid Spray as much as possible, but since he's playing the safe lane, I don't expect we will see too much of it, because it does push the lane, and that's something you're trying to avoid if you're not in the mid, right? So, but, you know, this is just a little bit more of a typical Alchemist, I guess, right? This is how it used to be back in the good old days. They put Alchemist into the safe lane, and we liked it. But, oh, Clockwork already running into a little bit of an encounter here. Trying to contest the rune, but Tusk takes it, and that might be a dead Clockwork right here. We got the snowball coming out. Tusk goes in, and yes, the power shot takes it. It's actually really good that that ended up being on Limp as well. Hanskin probably gonna die, but he's trying to get a few more hits in, and actually power shot? No, not quite gonna do it. Hanskin is still alive, I can't believe that. One more tick should do it though. And there we go. But the deny coming out, huge plays from NiP right there. They take two, actually, wait, Queen of Pain died? What did she die to? Furion coming in, okay. Well, that's 3 kills, that's a triple kill for NiP. And they'll definitely take that, that's pretty big, that's really important. And especially that first blood on Wind Ranger, right? Mid lane is the kind of lane where you just can't have that happen. I feel like no matter how well the Queen of Pain was doing beforehand, now she will struggle just because of that. So, yeah, it's gonna be hard. But I feel like this matchup is pretty even anyway. So, I don't know. It's just difficult to trade hits with Wind Ranger, right? Because she has got very good range, she has quite decent damage. And most importantly, she can just run away and be invincible while doing so. Which makes it a little hard to, you know, get anything done there. Oh well. But I already like seeing the Furion being active. I feel like that's a problem a lot of like lower level Furion players have. Of course, at this level you're not gonna see that. But a lot of lower level Furions, they don't see every encounter and they aren't ready to fight whenever they are needed. And that's really the biggest strength of the hero, right? The fact that he's everywhere at the same time. That's just insane. He can teleport anywhere he likes in 3 seconds. Yeah, you have to use that, right? He may not contribute a lot, but especially in this early game, especially in these early engagements, one of the biggest factors in the fights is actually just straight up right-click damage. Oh, Limp taking a lot of damage here, but they're going in on Excalibur. Oh no, the power shot misses! But Jonathan Fan comes in anyway. One attack is gonna finish that kill. He does sadly not have the Sprout ready, and the Clockwork will end up being just fine. But wow, Limp misses the power shot. Yeah, that was a little tricky. I guess if you're in a snowball, that makes it difficult. But, you know, in the end, they still managed to get the pick off. And NiP is just looking better and better and better. Of course, we have the Alchemist and the Doom both farming, which I think is actually interesting, right? There are 2 heroes in the game that can amplify their gold income, and that's these 2. Alchemist and Doom. They both get more gold than they really have any right to. And now they are going up against each other in very similar situations, and in fact they have the exact same amount of last hits, right? Well, now that's interesting. Because it's gonna, I don't know, I think it's gonna be fascinating to see who actually manages to outfarm who. Although currently the Alchemist is actually, you know, he's actually contested. The Clockwork is there and he's trying to get some farm as well. But on the other side, the Nature's Prophet already gave up on the lane. He's just like, screw this. This is not happening. There's no point. I'll just go in the jungle and hit some creeps. That way, at least I get some money. And frankly, I don't have any influence on whether or not Doom gets any money, even if I go down there. So, yeah. And that's just sometimes what you gotta deal with. Right? I know it's so awful to have to do that. I hate it too. When you're in a lane, it's just like, this doesn't work. I'm not getting anything here, right? In fact, I will probably end up getting the Doom more money, because at some point I will die. Oh, we got a bit of a fight up top. Mitch getting initiated on. We even got Furion incoming. The acid cocktail, what is it called? Cocktail concoction? Unstable concoction. Unstable cocktail, let's just call it. But the Alchemist stun flies and connects in the end, securing the kill. And, well, we have the top tower getting pushed. There we go. So it seems that NiP wants to take this as early as possible. And it appears that Era is going for the Radiance build. So we will likely see the typical, you know, Alchemist build, at least for these days. Which is Radiance, Mantis style, Octarine core, probably TP boots though. People are kind of divided about that from what I can tell. I don't know, most people get TP boots, right? But maybe it's just me, maybe I'm the one that's divided and everybody else just doesn't know what they're talking about. But no, I like power treads as well, right? If you really feel like you need them, I think power treads are just fine. Though your split pushing is of course going to suffer a little. But yeah, anyway. By the way, pay attention to what Era's doing here. Do you see how he's not actually attacking these creeps? He very well could, right? He very well could just kill these little guys right here, but he's not. Now, why is he not doing that? Well, that mostly comes down to the fact that if he does kill them, then he... Oh, that was too far. Then he ends up somewhat pushing the lane, at least a little bit. Alright, and that's something he's trying to avoid. He wants to have this damage on his own creep, so the lane gets pulled back as much as it can get pulled back. Because that makes it much harder for the Clockwork to farm and much easier for him to farm. Meantime, we get another kill in the mid lane, and now actually Doom might be in trouble. And yes, picked off. Is that the same one we had before? No, we lost Undying. Yeah, the guy's only level 3, so he respawns rather quickly. And well, yeah, Windranger doing pretty well right now for herself. I think overall NiP is just in a great position, right? They have really set themselves up for success right here. The top 3 farmers in the game are all of their heroes, right? And I actually think it's very impressive that the Furion is on that list. You wouldn't expect him to be on there, but oh, we got another kill up top, probably. Yeah, Mitch is caught with the Alchemist, and you're not getting out of that one. Down he goes, and there we go. Jonathan Fan picking himself another hero. Yeah, he's just, you know, he's not really doing incredibly well on the last hits, right? He's doing fine. 29 is quite alright, but you have to keep in mind that first of all, it's 8 minutes into the game. 29 is actually not that great. And secondly, a lot of those are like smaller jungle creeps. Because so far he has spent most of his time farming this camp and farming this camp. And those guys just aren't worth that much. Right? So, yeah, it's a little skewed. But he's still doing really well on net worth. Just because he's active, he's roaming around the map, he's teleporting everywhere, and he's getting a lot of damage done. And I really love that, right? That is what Furion is to me. I love that so much. Just be active, go kill some people. You're very good at that. You have a global teleport. Just snipe people wherever you can and get a lot of pickoffs. You don't need to farm. You don't need to backdoor. Don't be a filthy rat. We don't like your kind around here. No, I don't know. It's probably gonna come down to that at some point or another. But so far, I very much like his play. I think it's very good and very impressive. No, I guess impressive might be the wrong term, because frankly, all he does is teleport in and hit people. But it's still good. It's still good. Definitely good. Definitely good. I am kind of surprised at how badly the Doom is doing, though. I think that's unfortunate, because NLG really need him to do well, and I guess that kind of also comes down to the fact that this Doom is actually really looking to fight a lot. And yeah, there we go, we got another TP into the mid lane. Oh, they catch Jonathan Fan with the hookshot. That should... No, actually it's not enough. I love that. Jonathan Fan just straight up kills the power core, but Limp is going to fall. That Shallow Grave will not save him. He's trying to deny himself, but no. Shallow Grave doesn't last long enough for that. And it seems like Seal Kid might be next in line. Oh, wow. Beautiful setup right there from Excalibur. Hoping to also hit Jonathan Fan or maybe set up another kill, but that's not happening. Because Hanskin coming in from the back. You know, trying to keep his team alive, but he's gonna get glimpsed in, and Snowball should save him for at least a little while, but down he goes in the end. So that's 3 kills for NLG. And that's very good for them, right? That's exactly what they were hoping for when they said, Doom, you don't need to max out the Q. Right, you're gonna go ahead and grab yourself the W, as is expected of you, of course. Like, that's how you build Doom these days, but you get the idea, right? That I feel like Doom could have gone for a much more farming-orientated style. But instead he decided, nah, I'm gonna fight. Right, we are here to fight, we'll take these people down. And we really should try to take them down quickly, because Alchemist is scary. He almost has his Radiance already. He has his Relic at this point. Alright, this is looking like a... Well, actually, basically has the Radiance. There we go. That's it. So 11-minute Radiance. It's gonna take him a little while longer to actually get it, because the courier is currently in use. But at the same time, he has it, right? And having that Radiance is just... Alright. Just speeds everything up so much. Smoke gang coming out. Seems like NLG is looking to maybe set something up. And I like this, by the way. Smoking up 4 heroes, not 5. No. The Queen of Pen is mid. Don't worry about us. You see this? Got a hero farming mid. Like we would gank with 4 people. That's not happening. Oh, who do they find? Alchemist! Oh, the Doom comes out immediately. Glimpse back. Oh, I don't think Era's getting out of this one. Taken down super quickly. Well, at the very least, NiP got lucky, because the courier was also in range. And I feel like the courier could have died right there. But NLG prioritized the Alchemist. Or maybe they just didn't see the courier. Right. But that's a big pickoff. That's important. That's very important. And you see, this is the beauty of Doom, really. He's now the second highest farmer again. Just like that. There's a few pickoffs here and there, and boom, all of a sudden, he's back in action. See you, kid? Gonna be taken down. He can't really do much against the power of the Doom. And in the meantime, no, actually, it seems everybody else is gonna end up being fine. Okay, cool. Wind range, of course, going for the typical Dagon build, as we can see. No, I'm just kidding. That's a 4-staff. That's not a Dagon. Oh, man. Oh, and Jonathan fan picked off at the bottom. So NLG is really turning up all of their turbines right now, right? They're just going in. They're ready to fight. They have reached the point that they wanted to, right? There's usually a tipping point for when teams can really start to apply a lot of pressure. And yeah, early on, I feel like NiP was mostly outplaying them, because frankly, they had no right to get those kills. Early game, they're still weaker than NLG, even in the very early game, right? And, well, they got the kills anyway, right? And now NLG is really fighting back. They're saying, nah, man, that's not gonna happen, not today, we are ready to fight, let's go in. And, well, yeah, there we go. They find Hanskin again. Actually, just gonna feed the tombstone into Pierce, which is actually kind of important, I think, because that's 125 gold. I mean, that's like 2 wards. I'm pretty sure Hanskin is rather happy about that. He'll definitely take those. And well, so we have the Alchemist just kind of going through the jungle. Yeah, I mean, this is expected, right? NiP is just trying to farm up, and they fight when necessary, but you can really feel their main intention here. Alright, the main point of what they're trying to achieve is, let's just slow it down. Let's just... Oh, actually, got a bit of a fight. Oh, nice Sonic Wave. It seems the Tusk should die right here as well. And even a glimpse back on Limp, who will also fall. Yeah, he realizes it. He's just trying to fight. He manages to pick off the Disruptor, which is quite fine. But... Oh, actually... Oh my god! Dealing a lot of damage to Excalibur, but... Sadly, not going to be enough. And we're starting to see a lot of items coming out, right? We have the Blink Dagger now down on the Doom. We have the Blade Mail on Mitch. So, yeah, items are starting to add up, and that's a big deal, right? Because I know this sounds really silly, but having a Blink Dagger is better than having 2000 gold. And it's significantly better, like hugely better. So... yeah, you know, he does have that now. The Doom is ready. I wonder what he's gonna go for. So far, he has really been building a lot of, like, just right-click things. He's got himself face boots, right? He's got himself drums of endurance, running around with the Alpha Wolf aura. Although that is just probably the best ability you can get in the jungle. Unless you really need some armor, in which case I personally think that the... what is he called? The Ogre Mage. I was about to say Ogre Magi, but that's somebody else. I don't know, the Ice Ogre. You know what I'm talking about, right? I think that armor is really solid as well. But... oh, they're gonna cut in here, and it's actually enough to find the kill. Yeah, it's just the roaming around the map. It's hard to deal with, and it almost seems like it's too much for NiP right now. Alchemist, by the way, finished up his TP boots. So Era is gonna be all over the place now, and that's a big change of pace, right? Oh, actually glimpse back on Era. He does have the ultimate active though, so I wonder if they have enough damage. Yeah, Hanskin also coming in, keeping him alive for a little while longer. Doom on Era, ultimate still active, but finally he falls. Hanskin gets Shadow Graved. He will die. Yes, there we go. And down goes the Dazzle as well. Limp gonna be next in line. Only Undying traded for that. And holy hell, this turned around quickly. Yeah. Well, yeah, look at that. Queen of Pain now out farming both the Nature's Prophet and the Wind Ranger. Which is odd, because she really didn't do great early on. Of course, Doom being city. I mean, Alchemists are still gonna lead the net worth. But that's because he's cheating. He's Alchemist. I mean, that doesn't really count now. That's I mean, everybody can lead the net worth if you're Alchemist. It's not that hard. No, but seriously, he's Alchemist. Like, he should be fine. And he's just gonna continue farming here. So one thing I actually wonder is if they're gonna do the whole, like, sharing an Aghanims to the Wind Ranger strat. Because Wind Ranger needs an Aghanims. Right? I think these days it has been well established that this hero just builds Aghanims. It's not really something you think about, it's just a thing you do. Right? You buy Aghanims because it's very good. You're gonna get a lot of value out of that. But you have the Alchemist on your team, who can't just buy one for you. Now, is that actually gonna happen? That's the big question. Era, by the way, currently dying. Nice dodge! And he might end up being fine as a result. Yeah, of course, the heal is so much, and he's gonna get out of there just fine. Now he comes back in. The problem with the Alchemist, however, is he has very little HP, right? And I'm not talking about having, you know, regen or anything like that. I'm just talking about the flat amount of HP. He does not have a lot of that. And that's an issue, because you really need just a flat amount of HP. So I'm really hoping that he picks up something, like maybe just a casual point booster. Right. Again, that's why I sometimes really like the power treads. Oh, there goes that. And Era coming back in again. He should have an ultimate ready. And they will pick off the Undying as well. That's a bunch of really nice kills for NiP right there. But yeah, I feel like he should really pick up something that at least gives him a few stats. And there we go. We see the ultimate orb come out. And I really like that. Right. I think that's important, because you just can't afford to run around with 800 HP and 4 armor in a game that's as aggressive as this one. Yes, you're gonna be fine if you're just trying to farm. But does it seem like that's NLG's plan here? They're not just gonna let you farm. Nah, man. That's not happening. So, yeah, I feel like that's gonna be a little bit of a problem for their team. But he does have some survivability at the very least now. So I guess he's definitely catching up there, and that's alright then. Alright, and that's the big upside of Alchemist. Yeah, he may not be that strong right now, but you better believe that if you leave him alone for 10 minutes, he is gonna come back really powerful. So, you know, it's always that to keep in mind. Doom sitting on a plate mail, probably gonna be in a Sorkuras. Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's not much else to be said about that. Oh, and we got another kill at the bottom. The Furion actually ends up going down. Talking about him, by the way, picking up an Orchid. And another Staff of Wizardry. I wonder what that's actually not gonna end up being. Is that Aghanims? Is that 4-staff? Yeah, 4-staff, okay. 4-staff, very good against the Clockwork. You can push yourself away from his power cogs. I think you still get hit by them. But I mean, that's alright, because I prefer getting hit by power cogs to, you know, dying. It's definitely an improvement there, I feel like. I feel we have achieved something if we manage to not die horribly while being in power cogs. That would be great. By the way, one question a lot of people always ask me is, why don't you use the bounty runes immediately, right? You know, I bottle them up, and then I just keep him in there. the reason for that is bounty runes actually get stronger over time, right? The first bounty rune gives 100 gold and 100 experience. But that bounty rune is an exception. Then they get weaker, and then they grow stronger. Until they eventually surpass that first rune. And that is just based simply on time, right? The more minutes that have gone by, the stronger the bounty runes. Now this also applies if they are bottled, right? It's about when you activate the bounty rune. It's not when you bottle it. It's when you activate it. That's what matters. So, what you can do is you simply bottle it and then just keep it there. If you don't have to use the, what's it called? If you don't have to use the bottle, then there's not really any downside to it. By the way, great pick-off right there. That's really important. But yeah, if you don't have to use the bottle, if you don't need the regen right now, then just keep it in there. Of course, as soon as you need the regen, use it. It's not important enough to do that. And honestly, the benefit you gain is also not enough. The best you can do is... Can you even gain 2 additional minutes? Yeah, you can gain 2 additional minutes, but that's it, right? Nothing more is gonna come from it. So, it's just a little bit, right? You're just gonna get a little more money, and I guess as Alchemist, it's even a little more than that. Oh, look at the block! Oh my god, that was amazing! Holy hell, no, don't kill it, don't kill it! Okay, so what NiP is gonna do right here is they're gonna have the Alchemist farm all of these zombies, right? Now you may say, why? Because look at the money they give. Look at the insane amount of money he got from that, right? He's just gonna be drowning in cash. Now, they're gonna do that for a little while and then kill the tombstone, which gives another 150 gold. But that's really, really important because look at the cash influx. You can't screw around if you're going undying against an alchemist. You have to make sure that the tombstone either dies, which I know is kind of hard to do, it doesn't really work, or you gotta make sure that it actually just kills people so the alchemist doesn't do this kind of stuff. But that was a really, really bad trade for NLG. I guess it wasn't really a trade, it was just a pick-off. Because the alchemist got all of that money, right? And you have to be aware of that. I feel like in that scenario, as the undying, you know, your team isn't around, you don't have any help, you are going to die. Do not, and I repeat, do not activate the tombstone. Because you might end up feeding the alchemist like you just did, and that's really bad. You just can't afford to do that. So yeah. Oh well, but Era definitely is gonna take that. He's gonna be quite happy about it. It's gonna push him a lot closer to the Octarine core, and you can already see this is the silliness of Alchemist. He's sitting at 18,000 net worth. The next highest hero in the game is Doom at 11,000, and the next highest regular hero in the game is Queen of Pain at 9,000. Alchemist doubles her net worth. Now the funny thing about that is that Queen of Pain isn't actually that much weaker, right? Like that's the stupid thing. That's why Alchemist needs all of that money, because inherently speaking, Alchemist just isn't very good, right? His abilities just aren't very powerful. But because he has so much money, he can make them work anyway. Because if you have enough cash, it doesn't matter how strong your spells are. It just matters that, I don't know, you have infinite money, right? So, yeah, it's just something to think about, I guess. Oh? He's gonna get glimpsed back for no good reason, honestly. I don't know why you would do that. But we got the Doom coming out on Limp. He will be chased down. And, well, those two guys are out of the fight for a little while. Actually, no, they're committing to this. They really want that Wind Ranger. In the meantime, Alchemist is just starting to tear through their supports. Actually, wait, no. What the hell is happening here? We got another glimpse. Alchemist is gonna be pushed out. Kind of trying to trap himself into using the stun on himself, but no, that's not gonna happen, and he's not caught in a static storm without an ultimate, but no! Pushed out by Jonathan Fan. I wonder if that was intentional, but either way, it was fantastic. He's gonna put down another stun on Madara, but I feel like that's the end of it, and Era, he's healthy again. He activates the ultimate again, and he's back in the fight. He's gonna come in, he's healing up already, and healing at such a quick rate. We got the Unstable Concoction flying. Oh, nice 4-staff right there, saving his teammate. And, oh, the trap. That's adorable, man. That's not gonna do anything. Oh, actually, great, what's it called? Silence. Oh, whatever. Oh, arrows. Should be dead, though. Yeah, maybe not that great. Actually, probably not that great. No, he still had the edges. And he should be fine. And now, let's be honest, this is probably not a big deal. Because that edges was about to run out anyway. I don't know, I just get amazed by things like that. Right, where somebody blinks in, they're just like instantly silenced. Now, it didn't do anything because he still died, right? And I feel like it might have actually not been that great just because it baited Era into going there. Because Era saw that and was like, okay, yeah, we can do... Oh, no, oh, you're dead, oh. Oh. Well, what do we do now? Right, that kind of situation. But... in the end, it's fine, because that edges would have run out anyway, and yeah. Either he uses it right there, or he doesn't end up using it at all, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Wind Ranger, by the way, now picking up a BKB. So this is one of the big problems I see with NiP right now. This Wind Ranger doesn't really add anything, right? Like, the best thing she can contribute to a fight is a few power shots and shackles. Which is not the worst thing in the world. Don't get me wrong, that's quite alright. Shackle shot is ridiculous. However, I don't think it's what you would pick a hero for. Right, if you told me, well, she's gonna shackle some people, then I'm like, great. How about I just pick somebody else? Because it just doesn't seem like that would be enough to make her a worthwhile hero. She really needs the Aghanim's, and she has not been buying it, which is a little odd. Right, I wonder if that Aghanim's sharing thing is really gonna be coming up. And yes it is. Will you look at that? We already have the Ogre Club done. We have the point booster. So 2 more items, just 1500 gold, and we're gonna see an Aghanim's on our Wind Ranger right there. Now, an interesting thing is that actually every single hero on NiP has an Aghanim's upgrade. Now, I wouldn't say every single one of them is worthwhile, right, Mr. Tusk? But the other 2 definitely are, right? Or I guess the other 3. So I feel like the Nature's Prophet upgrade is actually pretty neat. I wouldn't put it amongst the most powerful ones, but, you know, you can get some usage out of that. But the Dazzle one is very good. And it's always nice to kind of buff up your supports a little. I like strong supports. I think strong supports really contribute to winning a game. And, oh, Excalibur, but he gets the Hex! Era's gonna be stunned himself, and... well, he should be able to escape, though the illusions are coming in trying to burn him down. In the meantime, Doom runs in with the big BKB, gets the Doom on Era, so he won't be contributing much to the fight, at least for now. Hanskin taken down, Era shallow graved, and Doom is about to wear off, but no, it's gonna be enough to pick him off. Jonathan found TP's out, Seer Kid accepts his fate, kills a few more zombies, because fuck those guys. And that's 3 kills for NLG. That's pretty good. That's pretty big. So, NiP sadly has to just retreat and give up on that one. Well, I guess they died. Does it count as retreating? Is that like fainting in Pokemon? Well, let's just all be honest. We know what happened. You killed it. It's dead now. It's dead. No fainting. You are a terrible person. You killed it. So, I'm just saying. We all know that's what's going on. Maybe it's the same thing here, right? It's just like, you know, they aren't actually dead. They're just walking back to base. It's like a timeout. That's actually what it is, isn't it? They aren't dead. They are timed out. Because they just can't fight for a little while anymore. Wait! No, that's actually super accurate. I just realized that. No, I don't know. I never thought about it that way. Oh well. Alchemist now almost has that Aghanim's. He needs 1,000 gold, which... I mean, might as well be done with it, right? I mean, that might as well just be the full item. Oh, by the way, BKB used on the Wind Ranger trying to escape right here. She should end up being fine, but Hanskin probably gonna end up paying the price for that. We have the Shadow Grave, and oh, nice TP. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very, very well done. and Hanskin is okay. That's cool though. By the way, talking about Aghanim Scepters, we have an Aghanims on Mitch. We should maybe take a look at other items, because we do have a Hex on the Queen of Pain, which I think is interesting. Also BKB just complete. Of course we now have the BKB on Madara, but he's also looking at an Aghanims himself. So, trying to really shut down the Alchemist here, and I think that's the right choice. Right? I like that quite a bit, because sometimes you just have to say, okay, you know what? That hero is the problem, right? We can't just pinpoint it. It's just that guy. If we can't kill him, I feel like the rest of the team just falls apart. So let's just make him a priority. And that's what that Aghanims is saying. It's just, I feel like Aghanims is always, it just implies that, no, I'm gonna kill that hero. If I doom it, it's dead. And that's kind of nice to have if you're going up against, like, a huge single target. Like, for example, the Alchemist. Oh, beautiful hook shot, but I actually on the creep wave. I'm sorry, didn't actually see it. Not so beautiful hook shot. Dazzle gonna try to run away from this one. Mitch trying to chase him down, but it should definitely be enough. Yeah, there we go. No, sorry, Seer Kid, you're not getting out of this one. He's trying to fight, trying to get the disruptor, but Milan is not having any of that. Is that how you say that? Milan? I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. I just don't want to fuck it up. That's why I avoid it as much as possible. I know how to pronounce some of them, right? I know Jonathan Fan and like Era and Limp. Like, that's not difficult. Hanskin. The Swedes are really easy. Let's be honest. The Swedes are pretty damn easy. But stuff like Madara. Is he like the Naruto Madara? Okay, I get that. Milan? Is it Milan? I don't even want to try this one. Spartan. Actually, I guess we just go with Spartan there. Oh well, oh well. Excalibur, I get that one too. Maybe it's not actually that bad. Maybe it's just Milan. You never know, you never know. It could be pronounced differently in a different country, right? I am not actually quite sure where they are from. Wait, isn't Excalibur is European, right? No. Wait, I'm not sure. I might, wait, let me just take that back. I might be entirely wrong about this. I really might be. I'm not just, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay. I'm sure we have the Aghanims on the Wind Ranger by now. Yes. There we go. Actually, she gets hexed up after taking down Mage. And she should die, maybe, probably. No. Still alright, still alright, still alright. You got it, bro. You got it, you can do it. One attack. No, you're dead. Well, we believed there for like a second. But Era didn't. Era was already like, nah man, I'm out of here. I don't want any of this. And by the way, look at this. Turning off the radiance while hiding in the trees. Yeah, that's how you should do it, right? You're not, you know, you're not using it right now, and you don't want to give your position away, so you just turn it off. Oh, Nature's Prophet going for an Octarine, by the way. So he really wants to start spamming the Wrath of Nature. I actually wonder if that implies that they're gonna get an Aghanims for him as well. Right? Wind Ranger now has hers. And that's good, because that makes her quite a bit more powerful than she was before. And that's always something you have to keep in mind. Wind Ranger is similar to, I guess, Slaughter. As in, she doesn't really need a lot of damage items. Right? You give her the Aghanims, and she's just hitting at maximum attack speed. That goes back to the age-old question of, like, what is better? 1 attack a second at 1,000 damage? Or 1,000 attacks a second at 1 damage? It's the first, but you get the idea. Why is it the first? Because poor man's shield. But the point is, right, she just attacks really, really often. And as a result, she ends up, you know, dealing quite a bit of damage, even though she doesn't actually hit that hard. So, I also like that she's going for Lincolns here. I feel like sometimes you just gotta admit defeat like that, rather than just be the bigger man and say, okay, you're doomed. I don't want to get doomed. Let's just not have this going on. And oh, Madara. He activates a BKB and also casts a Doom. Jonathan Fan should be dead. Yeah, Jonathan Fan is definitely dead. But is anything else gonna come from this? Yeah, because they initiated on Hanskin first, so they know he's there. And nice deny coming out right there. Era, and the funny thing is though, Era knew, like, at that point he knew that he really put himself into an awkward position. So he immediately runs back. However, they also lose Hanskin. In the meantime, Disruptor goes down in the dire jungle. Alchemist, by the way, now working on Assault Cuirass. I like that. I think Assault Cuirass is very good on this kind of Alchemist. Works super well. It's just more pushing potential, right? And that's kind of what you're trying to do. You're just trying to apply pressure on everything at the same time. And, well, it's pretty good. Now, one of the cool things about the whole sharing Aghanims thing is actually that Alchemist gets those much quicker than you ever could, right? You can't farm an Aghanims as quickly as Alchemist. So that just kind of allows Alchemist to farm up, what, like 21,000 additional net worth that he usually just couldn't because his inventory would be full. But he gets to do it because he can just share those Aghanims around. And because he farms it up so much quicker, your entire team becomes more powerful than it really, you know, should be. So, I don't know. I guess that's kind of obvious. I don't know why I'm so excited about that. I don't know why I get so excited about these tiny things. I just care about them, okay? They are cool. You all just don't get it, man. You all just don't get it. But yeah, Furion, I expect to see an Aghanims on him too. I would really not be too surprised by that. By the way, will you look at that? Little bit of a rotation coming out here. Doom, by the way, picking up Boots of Travel. Dropping the drums though. Okay. Well, I would imagine if you're going, like, Boots of Travel, that's because you're trying to, you know, have an additional inventory space, or you just replace the face boots, but oh well. Maybe he just wasn't patient. Oh, Aghanims, by the way, done on Undying. There are really a lot of items coming online. Right, and it's actually interesting how many Aghanims we are seeing this match. We're gonna have an MKB on the Queen of Pain, which I actually like a lot, right? I feel they do need additional damage, because they're really getting to the stage where everybody has at least some sort of item. And at that point, just surviving and fighting with only spells is hard. You need something else, right? Just a little bit of something. And that's where that MKB is gonna be nice. Oh, actually we got a fight at the bottom. Oh my god, I completely missed that. Yeah, okay. Arach is gonna be taking down the Tombstone right here. And Hanskin, the first to fall. Mitch going in on Limp. Oh, that Shackle misses completely. And Limp is caught out. Pushes himself over the... Actually, no, that was Jonathan Fan again. Pushing his teammates out of the Clockwork Power Cogs all the time. But Limp will fall anyway. Meantime, glimpse back on Era, who was doomed up, and that's... I talked about this earlier, right? But that's super important. The fact that Doom can just run in and pick a hero to kill. And that hero can be Era. And that's a problem. You just can't have that. Nice force stuff, by the way. Pushing himself and TPing while being pushed, so the animation is down here, and they got a little confused by that, right? The power shot... hook shot. Power shot is something else, but the hook shot missed as a result. And the Furion ends up being just fine. I really gotta try this build sometime. The whole Octarine into Aghanims. That sounds like so much fun. You also need to get Refresher, of course. You just create an army. Like, that's awful. Why would you ever do that to somebody? It's really hard to keep, like, casting for this long. I don't know, I really gotta get myself somebody to work with. It's just, having two people makes everything much easier. Really does. Wind Ranger, by the way, now. Got her tiny crits, which is to be expected, right? I think crits are still a fine choice here. They are honestly always really good. Interesting power shot. No, they're just really always very good, and kind of, why not? Right, like what else are you gonna buy? You need some damage. Even though you do already hit pretty hard, you just kind of want a little more. And this is really the kind of hero that can just insta-kill anybody. Right, I feel like at basically all stages, Wind Ranger just has the potential to shackle and kill basically anyone. And that's really nice. But maybe not this Wind Ranger, because she doesn't have a damage item yet. So working on that is gonna go a long way. Got another smoke gang coming up. Borshad is up. Double damage is ready. And it seems, yeah, they're going for this one. Even activating the Undying ultimate, which it does amplify the damage. Right. So he does take more damage, which is pretty big. They aren't particularly great at killing Doom. Not Doom, Roshan. But it's gonna fall anyway. That's gonna be another Aegis on the Doom. Cheese on, there we go, on the Queen of Pain, of course. Snowball coming out. Oh. Oh wow, we already got a pretty big fight going on. Jonathan found TP'd in kind of an awkward spot though, but Limp just destroys the Queen of Pain. Not holding anything back, and down goes the Undying as well. Doom just has to TP himself away. And that's a pretty big win. Pretty big win. I think Jonathan Fan brought back there though. No, he actually just ended up surviving. Right, no, he did survive that. That's quite crazy actually. Wow. Okay. But that's really, really, really bad for NLG, and NiP is now knocking on their door. Honestly, this is a great position to fight in. Limp caught out a little. You got the Doom running in. He does have the Doom ready, but he doesn't want to use it on the Wind Ranger, right? He needs the Doom of Era, who is currently split pushing the mid lane. And that's just the worst, right? You have Fury on top, you have Era at the mid, and the rest of the team is bottom. And it's just like, who do I even fight here? Like, which one do I attack? Excalibur thinks it's the bottom lane, but no. Wrong choice, buddy. Meantime, Milan trying to defend the top, but that doesn't really work either. Activates the ultimate to just fend off all of these little treants, and that should be enough. But that's still an ultimate down, right? Johnson Fan just comes in and picks him off, but that definitely wasn't worth it. That was definitely silly. I mean, if you're gonna do that, at least get the barracks, man. Era, in the meantime, they take the bottom tower. No, actually, no, they don't take the bottom tower. I'm sorry. Kind of fought. So, I don't know. We'll see. Well, Era activates the Mantister. Still trying to run away, but gets hookshot, and there we go with the Doom. So he should fall, yeah, pretty quickly too. That's Alchemist for you. That hero never really becomes tanky. He just is not very good at that. And that's 2 heroes down for NiP, and 2 important ones. Like, those guys are worth a lot. So I'm fairly certain NLG is very happy about this one, especially the Queen of Pain getting both of those pickups. She now has her MKB if she wants it. And I expect that. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's complete now. So, yeah, I'm not too surprised by that. By the way, one thing we missed out on is Nature's Prophet actually getting an Aghanim shared, of course. He wouldn't buy that himself. I mean, what do you even have the Alchemist for? But yeah, he does have the Aghanim, so that's pretty cool. I wonder if Dazzle is gonna get one. I don't really care about the Tusk, but I really want Dazzle to get one. That would be kind of neat. It's actually a pretty significant upgrade. I really think it's fine. Like, it's not a great item. Really, it's not. I'm not even gonna pretend it is. But it's good enough, I feel. And why not? I mean, what's the downside? Once you're 6-slotted, you don't really have any use for the money anyway. Oh, Hanscom. He's getting pretty close to death here, but he's gonna end up being fine. Undying just hurts a lot with that Aghanims. Like, that's... oh, that's so nasty. What do you even do against that? Like, losing 10 strength is a lot at any point of the game. And the thing you need to keep in mind about that, it just amplifies all the damage everybody else deals. Right, it's not just that you deal 190 damage or something like that. No! Everybody else also deals more damage because all of a sudden that guy just has less HP. So, yeah, I don't know. And look at all of these trees. They're just slowly working on these barracks. Very, very slowly. But at the same time, each time they get a hit in, this dies a little more. And that's a ranged barracks. This doesn't regenerate. This one does. Right, that wouldn't work on here. But all he wants is the ranged barracks. Because as soon as you get that, this lane is always pushing. And you always need to defend it. And if you don't, right, like if you are fighting over here and it ends up taking a long time, all of a sudden you realize your melee barracks is dead over here as well. And the Furion pushed down the mid. And oh, by the way, Alchemist is at the bottom and knocking down that as well. And you lost the mid-range barracks. And oh no. Mega Creep's great. Well, this wasn't that fun now, was it? I wonder what the Alchemist is gonna go for next. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some sort of damage item. An item I'm personally quite fond of is actually lightnings. But I don't expect to see that right here. I don't think that would really do that much. Instead, probably just a basher, right? I think basher should be fine. And yes, I know it's not super synergistic with the rest of your items, but it doesn't need to be. Right, sometimes you just buy items because they are very good items. And I feel like Bash is one of those. Talking about very good items, we got a refresher now done on the Doom. Combine that with, of course, the Shiva's Guard and the Aghanims. Two people are gonna be doomed here. He does certainly have the mana, and that's a big deal. Definitely a lot of pressure coming out from this hero alone. But at the same time, I feel like Madara actually needs to step up and get the big plays done, right? If he can end up dooming the I guess, well, two of the three, right? You want Era doomed, I guess, and then like either the Wind Ranger or the Nature's Prophet. Doesn't really matter that much who. Then you're in a pretty good spot. But you really need those guys doomed. You can't not doom them, because that's how you lose the game. The problem is that NiP is not looking to fight. Look at these guys. They're just pushing down the mid with the treants. They're pushing down the bottom with the heroes. And I'm sure top is going to be pushed by some trees as well. Rather soon. Yeah, Jonathan Fanning just keep spamming that ultimate, right? Every time it's ready, just pressing R, shooting people. What do you do? How do you stop that from happening? I don't know if you can, right? I don't know if there's a play. I know it sucks. That much I definitely know. Like, holy hell, I would not like even. I don't know why I said love. I would not like to play this game. I wouldn't. Fuck that. I want to be in here. That's too much. That is just so much split pushing. It's so frustrating. However, at least they managed to pick off the Nature's Prophet, who immediately buys back just to cast another ultimate. And they trade for the Undying. But the thing is, Nature's Prophet is already back in the fight, pushing down the mid lane. So are the Alchemist Illusions. And you see this? They don't care about the melee barracks. They just want those ranged ones. They just want to get those. Because they take permanent damage. And once they're dead, they're dead. And, you know, you can slowly, very slowly work at them. We got one Doom coming out already. Actually, where did the first Doom go? He refreshed and then cast one, but what happened to the other one? I think he just wasted one Doom. Maybe he got Lincoln's, maybe something else happened, but Era's caught and Era's fighting. Of course, he does have a lot of regen, so, you know, he's doing fine in that regard. And he might actually just be able to kill the Doom, but... No, I think Era is dead. Yeah, Era's definitely dead, but you lost 2 lanes of barracks, so that's alright. I'm fairly certain that NLG is quite happy, is not quite happy with how this worked out. And NiP is really happy with how this worked out. Because this doesn't matter to them, right? Like, this is not a big deal. Whatever. We got 2 lanes of barracks. We definitely won that. And you see that range barracks? Yeah, that is almost dead. We're gonna be pushing that one next. And that's the kind of lineup they did pick though, right? Like Furion and the Alchemist. Yeah. I mean, how do you even fight if they're not trying to fight? They're avoiding you entirely. I know. I know. I don't think NLG know either. So again, I expect to see a Basher coming out pretty soon on the Alchemist. Like, you just want to deal a little bit of damage, right? I feel like that's the one thing he's missing right now. Just a bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just a bit. That's already enough. And look at Jonathan Fan. Look at this guy. He's just hiding. He's just like, ah, this is fine. Let me go ahead and TP in over here. Oh, there's a courier. Let me take that really quick. That was an Aghanim. Oh my god, that is so bad. That was an Aghanim on the courier. Oh no. And Doom gets shackled up. They need to go in right now. Limp is caught. Activates the BKB. And with the Lincolns, there's no way he can be doomed. It just doesn't work. You can't do it. Oh, Queen of Pain coming in. Limp might actually just fall right here. That's a pretty big pickoff. He has buyback available, but look at this. Look at who's down here. Jonathan Fan pushing the lane, but actually no, he's not down there because he has a 15-second TP. He's coming back in. Madara caught out, and you had an opportunity there. Sadly, they did not get the bash, which I guess I suppose calling that an opportunity, it's more like you really needed to get lucky. But NLG, while they won the fight, I guess strictly speaking, they had to fall back. They didn't get anything done. They got no building damage in. And that's really what you have to do. You can't keep going like this. This war of attrition, you will lose. You cannot win this. What you need to do is you need to change up the pace of the game, and you gotta do something else, right? And you gotta try to kill them. You gotta go in there and finish the game. And if you can't do that, you're just out of options, man. Just straight out of options. And another big problem with having these two lanes dead is you will be lacking in backdoor protection, right? Because Furion can, you know, just TP in as long as there are creeps in the base and just start working on the buildings. And since the waves are always pushing, the chance of that happening is pretty damn likely. So, yeah. I love seeing this. I always think that's so funny. Like the Nature's Prophets just hiding in the jungle somewhere, not really doing anything. They're just like, whatever. And you see this. You see what he's waiting for. He's just, it's alright. You know what? Like if this creep wave gets into their base, I'll just TP bottom and start working on that range barracks again. If it doesn't, then that's alright too. Right? Because that just gives my team more time to farm. Right, more time to delay the game. And eventually there will be an opportunity. That's just gonna happen. And there we go. Undying, dead already. Taken down instantly. And that's the power of the Wind Ranger. Yes, no. Sorry. Oh god, I hate that name. Windrunner. Let's call her that. Madara coming in, by the way. Gets a second Doom off. That's actually really big. 2 Dooms, but the Alchemist managed to just run away. So his Doom will run out. Wind Ranger, however, will fall. Same for Hanskin. But your barracks is dead, by the way. And look at that, Jonathan Fan. He's just gonna kill the Disruptor. Disruptor went back to try and defend this, but that's just not happening. And yeah, he's not stopping with this. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna cast another ultimate, activates the BKB, summons some more trees, and he knows he's dead. So I just get some more damage in, right? Actually, maybe he's not. No, he should be. No, yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. But one thing that's also maybe noteworthy is that all of these smaller buildings, right, the buildings that are literally just called building, these are starting to fall. Now that may not seem like a big deal, but those buildings actually matter, because they do delay the creeps pushing down your ancient, right? They do delay them attacking those tier 4 towers, and you just can't really have that, right? You can't have the creeps just killing your ancient while you're trying to push somewhere. But that's what's gonna happen soon, and again, this war of attrition just is not going to work out for them. Era kills the ancient, not the ancient, Roshan, which I guess he is kind of an ancient. He is, he's an ancient. Just like these guys are ancients. He can now afford an Aghanims for the Dazzler. I would be surprised if he buys it right now, though. Like, he probably wants to have enough for buyback first. But I suppose at that point, why not? Right. Or maybe even the one for the Tusk. I suppose he would actually get one for both, right? Because why not? I mean, right now he's not farming for himself anymore. The only thing he can really buy is like a Moon Shard and better TP boots. But he might actually grab those first. I don't know. I feel like the Aghanims on the Dazzler might be more useful than better TP boots, but why not? Alright. Vorion, by the way, finishes up a Sheepstick. And the melee barracks down here is slowly regenerating. Once this falls, I just think the game is over. But honestly, I'm not entirely convinced that NLG can really do much here. What they need is they need a big fight, which they do have the potential for, but they really need it. Right? It's not just, can you do it? Yes. Will you? I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's a problem, right? You gotta get the good fight. You gotta take down NiP. Then you gotta get another good fight when they buy back at their base, which is going to happen. And then you just have to kill them. Possible? Certainly. Difficult? Oh yeah. This is gonna be hard. Oh, look at this. Excalibur caught out. He gets bashed up, but he's actually gonna be fine. Madara, he's trying to fight, but he has no armor. This is really one of those cases where I think that getting the Ice Ogre to get himself at least a little bit of survivability would be huge. Oh my god, the shackle! That's it. That's game right there. Great play from NiP. Horrible play. In terms of, I guess, manners. Humanity. I hate them. But fantastic. Fantastically well done. Spartan properly expresses his opinion on this situation. Calls the GG. Very upset. And there we go. So I hope you all enjoyed the thing. This thing. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.